evening, East Alabama. Welcome into the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm Namath Pitts. We continue our action from yesterday today as we talk Calhoun County basketball from Pete Matthews Coliseum. Today we're in studio, so we're not at Pete Matthews Coliseum. We're in studio today. The roads are a little icy in some areas, pretty good in other areas. It was pretty good for me coming from Pleasant Valley to Anniston, but needless to say, still keep yourselves weather aware. Calhoun County schools are currently delayed 3 hours tomorrow, so make sure to stay up to date on all of the weather that's taking place here in East Alabama. And the best way to do that is on EAN News at 6:30 p.m. tonight. John Holder will have your local weather. He'll have weather on your street. He can tell you about that snowy ice patch over on Chakalaka Road. He can tell you about what's taking place on Angel Drive in Pleasant Valley. Only we do it like John Holder does it on every EAN newscast every weeknight, Monday through Friday. Mike Stedham and Katie Edwards have your local news. A lot of local developments here in Calhoun County, especially if you live in Anniston. Something different happens every day, it seems like. But it's needless to say, much of the same in terms of sports, the Calhoun County Basketball Tournament, and then getting prepared for the girls' state wrestling tournament that starts up tomorrow in Thompson. You got the Final Four for the state duels this Friday, so I'll actually be in Birmingham Friday covering the state championships for girls wrestling and duels wrestling, and then Nathan and Ashley Gober will be at the Calhoun County Championship games that evening. So we're busy here at East Alabama. We're busy at East Alabama now. But let's get right into the action from the Calhoun County Basketball Tournament. We've got highlights, coaches' interviews, stats, scores, all of that, which are presented by Lindsay Barger of Really Real Real Estate. Let me tell you a little bit more about Lindsay Barger of Really Real Real Estate. You see her right there. Are you ready to buy or sell? Well, together with Lindsay Barger, let's help make your home dreams a reality. She specializes in home buying, selling, and investing. Whether you want to buy a personal home, buy land to build a dream home, sell a rental home, or buy a home to flip and resell, Lindsay Barger is your friend through it all. She would love to guide you in the process today, so call her at 256-441-2389. For all your real estate needs, call Lindsay Barger, and do not forget to like and follow her on Facebook and Instagram at lindsaybarger.realtor. I was at Pete Matthews Coliseum yesterday. We're starting our action with the Sacs Wildcats and Donahoe Falcons. You saw the Sacs cheerleader. Here's Joshua Todd. Takes it in transition, dishes it to Christian Hall, who finishes the layup for Sacs for an and one. Here's Richard Goad for the Donahoe Falcons on offense. Richard Goad's going to pass it to Bruce Downey. He's going to shoot a jumper, and his shot's going to fall for the Falcons. Sacs back on offense this time is passed out to Lawan Curry from three-point range, and bang! It is good for the Sacs Wildcats. Donahoe back on offense. Richard Goad going to send it to Isaiah Smith, who's going to finish inside for the Falcons. This time, Jordan Cameron takes it in transition for the Falcons, and he's going to take it all the way to the bucket and finish, and that is Jordan Cameron for the Falcons, which takes us into a timeout break. Here's the head coach of the Sacs Wildcats, Coach Wes Ginn. Great guy, by the way. Here's the head coach of the Donahoe Falcons, Coriel Beavers, who is a Sacs alumni, coaching the Falcons. Donahoe back on offense, and we're going to see them move the ball around a little bit. Good ball movement from Donahoe. But Sacs playing tough defense right here. Look at this, not giving up. And this is what we call hard hat plays, as Nate Oates in Alabama would say. Great, tough defense. Donahoe back on offense. Jordan Cameron's going to pass it to Richard Goad. He's going to take it inside and finish the tough basket for two more to a stat line. This time, Donahoe back on offense again. It's going to end up going out. Eventually, passed around a little bit, going to end up inside to William Cash Worley, who's going to get the bucket for the Falcons. All right, this time, Sacs Christian Smith's going to fight for inside ball control. He's going to get it and finish the bucket inside for the Wildcats. Wildcats back on offense. They're going to move the ball in. It's going to go to Lawan Curry from three. Bang! Back in again, baby. How about that? 2 3-pointers for Lawan Curry. This time, Donahoe Falcons going to move the ball up court, and it is going to end up back outside of Jordan Cameron from three. Bang! Yeah, it had a little help right there, but it still fell for him as Jordan Cameron gets the three for the Falcons. This time, Christian Smith from deep. Well, we got to wait a second. And here we go. Christian Smith from deep. Swish. That one is nothing but net, as we used to say back on the horse track. Well, you know, when we used to play horse. back in the backyard. But anyway, Donahoe back on offense. Bruce Downey this time. He's got the ball. He's going to shoot a little jumper, and he's going to finish it. Bruce Downey gets the steal and hits the jumper for a 2-1. This time, Bruce Downey from three. Bang! And it's good, baby, for the Donahoe Falcons. But how about this? Sacs Anthony Bothwell from three. One last time. Bang! And the Sacs Wildcats win 46-36 over the Donahoe Falcons. As Coach Wes Ginn and the Sacs Wildcats move on to the second round, Christian Smith led the way with 11 points. Josh Todd added 9 as number 8 seed Sacs Wildcats move on to the next round and earn a shot at the Oxford Yellow Jackets, which takes us to our third cut with Coach Wes Ginn, where he talked about the performance that they had against Donahoe.
Yeah, early in the game, we've been talking about that a lot this year, about how we come out in the first quarter, in the first half, and set the tone, especially with our defense. Our defense has been kind of the staple of our team, and we've played a lot of good defense this year, most of the games that we've played in, and it gives your kids a chance to win when you play defense the right way and make it tough on the other team to get good shots. And what it did for us today is it allowed us to have a 12-point lead at halftime and gave us a little more freedom in the second half so that mistakes were not as crucial in the third and fourth quarter.
Head coach Wes Ginn's contributed a lot of success to the baseball program at Sacs, now translating that same success to the basketball court. His team got to play at Pete Matthews Coliseum. I mean, it is a special place to play when you get to play at the Pete. So here's Coach Wes Ginn talking about getting to play at the Pete.
Yeah, it's always fun to play basketball at the county tournament, and especially at JSU. It's right here in our hometown. It's a good venue. The Coliseum's been upgraded and it's beautiful, and I'm just happy that our kids get to play and more than one game. We're going to get to come back and play on Thursday with the changed schedule, and it's good for our kids to get to do that.
You heard Coach talk about getting to play one more game at the Pete at least. They are set to play the number 1 seed, which is the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Here's Coach Wes Ginn previewing that matchup for us.
Oxford's tough. They got some big kids. They got a lot of kids that can score, bigger school. But I talked to our guys earlier about, you can't worry about who you're playing. We got to take care of ourselves to make sure that we do the things that it takes for us to improve each day that we're in the gym, each day that we're playing basketball, whether it's game, practice. We want to improve and make ourselves better so that we have a chance down the road to be a really good basketball team when it's time to get into the area tournament and playoffs. So that's what these games are for. You want to try to win the county tournament, but you also want to improve every day out.
The Sacs Wildcats are off tomorrow, but they will play Thursday at 12 o'clock against the Oxford Yellow Jackets. And for Donahoe, although they fell, Jordan Cameron led Donahoe with 17 points, including 11 in the fourth quarter, and Bryce Dowdy added 10. Let's transition to girls basketball, where the Piedmont Bulldogs and Pleasant Valley Raiders went head-to-head, and it was a bit of a dominant performance for Coach Shane Morrow and the Piedmont Bulldogs. So let's take you out to the Pete for our Lindsey Barger Really Real Real Estate highlights. Pleasant Valley on offense, and Pleasant Valley is going to take the ball up court. They're on offense, moving the ball around a little bit, but Piedmont is going to get the steal, and then they're going to find themselves in transition. The ball is going to end up in Josie Young's hands, and she's going to get the layup and get the bucket for the Bulldogs. Pleasant Valley's at the free throw line now, and Pleasant Valley is going to finish the free throw. And you got to look at positives for Pleasant Valley. It was a tough day for them. Piedmont back on offense. The ball will end up in Ava Pope's hands. She's going to fight inside and get the bucket for Piedmont. I'm going to take us to Coach Blake Muncher of the Pleasant Valley Raiders, coaching his Raiders, who were 2 for 25 in the paint. And I believe that was a tough stretch for them. Here's the head coach of the Piedmont Bulldogs, Shane Morrow, former state champion coach of Jacksonville. Great guy. Got the opportunity to talk with him after the game. Had a great conversation with Coach Morrow. Really enjoyed getting to talk with him. As his Piedmont girls had a dominant win. Here's Sarah Freeman for the Raiders. She's going to take it inside and finish the bucket for Pleasant Valley. Again, looking at positives is your Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley back on offense again, but this time the Raiders will not be able to hold on to the ball, as Piedmont's going to get the ball, and it's going to end up in Ava Pope's hands again. She's going to finish inside as she did earlier and get the and one, baby, for the Piedmont Bulldogs. This time, Kayla Brothers is going to end up with the ball in her hands for the Bulldogs, and she's going to finish inside as the Piedmont Bulldogs dominated inside the paint. Piedmont leads 44-18 with 4 minutes left in the game, which means it is time for the subs. 5 new players said to come in the game for the Bulldogs. And it's going to take us to the free throw line. Laney Robinson, who's a great shooter for Pleasant Valley. It wasn't enough, though, as Piedmont would win 48-21 as the Piedmont Bulldogs and Coach Shane Morrow's team get the win over Pleasant Valley. Ava Pope scored a game-high 18 points. Caleb Brothers added 12 points as the number 4 seed Piedmont Bulldogs advanced to the quarterfinal game against Alexandria. I caught up with Coach Shane Morrow after the game as we talked about where he evaluated how he felt like his team played from start to finish.
Well, I was just proud of our girls. Our girls played really hard, brought a lot of energy in the first half, and we talk an awful lot about defense and playing defense because defense travels, and I thought they did that, and I think our defense led to our offense. We kind of didn't play as well in the second half, but I think that just goes with the territory, with the motivation factor. But they were excited. It's a county tournament. Everybody's excited. And again, I just thought that our defense led our offense early on, and that propelled us to that big lead.
Coach Morrow certainly has experience coaching at the Pete during the county tournament. Had a long stint at Weaver, was at Jacksonville, and then of course now at Piedmont. The coach has played there, coached there, I should say, a couple times, but not every player has. And so again, I asked all the coaches about that experience of getting to play at the Pete. Here's what Coach Shane Morrow said about it.
It's always, good and a privilege to play at the Pete. County tournament's been going around. I mean, I'm 46, and it's been going around forever. And it's just exciting. The girls get excited. Everybody in the county gets excited. Everybody comes to watch everybody else play. It's just a good central location for everybody to come watch everybody in the county play. It's good basketball. You get retired coaches coming to watch. You get old players, former players coming to watch. It's just, the kids get excited. Everybody gets excited. It's just a good time.
With the win over Pleasant Valley, the Piedmont Bulldogs advanced to face the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Coach Shane Morrow's team obviously got a tough game ahead of them. Here's his thoughts on Alexandria.
I've watched Alexandria a little bit, and Coach does a good job over there. They're hard-nosed. They're going to play hard. I think they're similar to us in a couple of regards. So I think it's going to be a good game, a good testament. It's going to, people's going to have to handle not being in school tomorrow too, and not being able to practice. That's going to be who handles that the best. That's going to be another hurdle. But I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, he does a good job, always has, and so they're going to have hard-nosed, competitive girls, and I'm hoping that our girls will be the same. Speaking
of the Alexandria Valley Cubs, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to hear more about them. We're going to see highlights from them and get Coach Kiker's thoughts on Shane Morrow's Piedmont Bulldogs. Don't go away. You're watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you The Locker Room each and every day. Ted's Floors and Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. You can go by their showroom there in Anniston and you can pick out what you like, want, and need, and they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welborn Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors and Beyond. And now they offer you work on your outdoor space, whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space. They have specially made outdoor tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. Go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. That is shopteds.com. Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you The Locker Room. We continue on East Alabama on The Locker Room. I'm Namath Pitts, where we are talking the Calhoun County Basketball Tournament. that was at the Pete Matthews Coliseum yesterday. The action for today has been postponed till tomorrow due to what was the threat of inclement weather. And, of course, you can figure out more about the weather on EAN News tonight at 6:30 p.m. as John Holder will bring you the local weather. But we continue on the Locker Room talking East Alabama basketball, and we're going to just go ahead and get right back into our Lindsey Barger Really Real Estate action. So let's go out to the Pete. Here's the Alexandria Valley Cubs and Faith Christian Lions. Alexandria on offense. Alyssa Hunt's shot's no good, but Zoe Wilson gets the rebound and put back and finishes with 2. This time, Alexandria's Alyssa Hunt takes it in transition and dishes it inside to Samira Duncan, who finishes for the Cubs. I'm sorry if it's Samira. I apologize if I mispronounced that name. This time, Faith Christian gets on the board with their own bucket. And Faith Christian back on offense. Anna Kate Robertson has the ball in her hands. She's going to shoot a jumper, and Anna Kate Robertson's jumper is good for the Lions. Anna Kate Robertson going to try to take the ball up court again, but this time the ball is going to be stolen by Charlie Paris. And Charlie Paris, nice move inside, as Charlie Paris is going to finish the layup. And speaking of Charlie Paris, she just did it. Well, why don't do it again? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Charlie Paris again with another layup as she finishes for the Cubs. Now we're going to see a couple missed shots, but the reason I'm going to put these in the highlights is I like the effort that we're going to see right here and the defense that continues to evolve for both teams. Great defense by Faith Christian. Great fight effort by Faith Christian to keep that ball in play, and so that's one reason. Also, I really like the defense right here from Faith Christian. They trailed by a lot. Alexandria dominated this game, but they played hard defense, forced the ball outside, forced a missed shot, and then fought for the rebound, but ultimately Alexandria ends up victorious 56-21, but Faith Christian played incredibly tough defense, and then, of course, bringing it back. And again, Alexandria does the same thing here, forces a shot and then fights for the rebound. But again, Alexandria did win, and they were dominant really from start to finish. Alexandria, the number 5 seed, scored the game's first 16 points. They took a 16-0 lead, and then they kind of coasted from there as they set themselves up with a quarterfinal matchup against Piedmont. They got off to a fast start, but then kind of lost things a little bit in the second and third quarters. But then the fourth quarter, they kind of got intense again. But again, Samira, I apologize, whichever way you pronounce it, Duncan led Alexandria with 14 points. Alyssa Hunt added 13 points for the Valley Cubs. For Faith Christian, Anna Kate Robertson, you saw her in the highlights, she had 6 points. And the Lions committed. How many turnovers do you guys think they committed? Just a guess. Any guesses? 26 turnovers. That's how many turnovers Faith Christian Lions committed. Now, give credit to where credit deserves to be given. That's Alexandria's defense. But there was a positive for Faith Christian, and that is that Allie Fossum made her first game appearance of the season after coming off a knee injury that was suffered in the state volleyball tournament. And so that is something to celebrate. And also another thing, Faith Christian head coach Williams marked his latest time at JSU. He played football at JSU. I don't know if most people remember Williams, but he is long remembered for that 2-point conversion catch he made against Ole Miss back when JSU got that victory over Ole Miss. So he was back at JSU coaching the Lions against Alexandria. We caught up with the head coach of the Valley Cubs, Coach Craig Kiker, after the game. He talked about his team's fast start, slow in the middle, fast inning. Here's Craig Kiker talking about how he would evaluate the Valley Cubs' performance.
I thought we started the game really fast. Our pressure kind of hurt them there in the first quarter. We got some turnovers and some layups because of our pressure. I think Coach Morris and I were talking. I think we scored 10 points before we ever ran an offense. So I thought we started the game like we were supposed to start the game. Then as the game went on, I thought we kind of cruised a little bit and got a little bit complacent. But we still played pretty good defense throughout the whole game.
Alexandria is an historic place to get to coach, but it also takes a lot of pressure. Sometimes you get a lot of pressure from other people. Craig Kiker has not backed down from that pressure. He's had a lot of success being the head golf coach. He's had a lot of success, girls basketball, just the success they've had. And they're going to look to continue that success in the Calhoun County Tournament. And they're going to continue to try to continue that success in Pete Matthews Coliseum, where again, we asked Craig Kiker about getting the opportunity to play at the Pete.
Well, it's good to have a game like this where you get control of the game early and get to play in this gym, especially with an inexperienced team. And I've got a really inexperienced team. So I was happy to get them some experience in a game that wasn't tight. So maybe, next time if it is, we'll be a little more prepared.
Craig says that his team's inexperienced, but you wouldn't know it watching them play. They play like a really good seasoned veteran team that obviously is going to get a tough matchup against Piedmont. Probably one of the games I'm looking forward to the most in the next round is Craig Kiker's team against Shane Morrow's Piedmont Bulldogs. You heard Coach Morrow earlier give his thoughts on Alexandria. Here's Coach Kiker with his thoughts on Piedmont.
They're good. We played them last year, and I think it was a battle, really close game. They got not quite the same team, different coach, but they got a lot of the same players, as do we. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good challenge. Should be a good game.
Good luck to the Alexandria Valley Cubs and the Piedmont Bulldogs ladies who are set to play in the next round of the Calhoun County Tournament. And as always, we're going to continue to bring you guys all the action from the Pete. We're going to have highlights. I don't know that there is anyone else that's doing highlights, to be honest with you guys. We've seen some pictures and live streams and stuff, but we're bringing you the highlights. And then thank you to Coach Kiker for talking with me after the game. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we've got the late night action. Coach Chris Randall is probably one of the longest tenured vets in the county. And we're going to talk with Coach Chris Randall. We're going to see the highlights for the White Plains Wildcats. Do not go away. You're watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
We continue on The Locker Room on this Tuesday afternoon in East Alabama. I'm Namath Pitts, and we have got one of the best weeks of the year taking place right now. It's the Calhoun County Basketball Tournament on the campus of Jacksonville State University at Pete Matthews Coliseum. And there's a lot of seasoned vets in the area, but Coach Chris Randall is one of the most seasoned, and he has had a lot of success coaching his White Plains Wildcats. But they're looking to make it an even more special moment this year. With a win over Alexandria, they would get to play again on the same day against the winner of Oxford and Sacs. And if you win that, you get yourself in the Calhoun County Championship. He certainly has the talent to do it. Can they's the question? Well, let me show you a little bit more of the White Plains Wildcats. Let's go back out to our Lindsey Barger of Really Real Real Estate highlights from Pete Matthews Coliseum. Ohatchee on offense, Cameron Allman is going to get the steal. He's going to miss the layup, but Coleman Ray gets the rebound and put back. If there was a negative from White Plains, it was probably layups. Coleman Ray missed one, but Dylan Barksdale got the rebound and put back. But there's a positive. It was there right there behind them to clean things up. Colby Hester tries to go in, but what about this block by Carter Johnson? He says, not today, my friend. Alston Carroll right here with a backwards layup. It is good and in for the Indians. Luke Vinson blocked. Carter Johnson, baby, with some blocks. He's going to dish it to Dylan Barksdale. He finishes the layup for the Wildcats. And speaking of Dylan Barksdale, here he is under the rim again with a putback for 2 more to add to his stat line. Alston Carroll this time is going to pass it out to Hunter Brown. He's going to shoot from 3. Bang! And 1. Now that's a play you love right there as a coach. Get the 3-pointer and 1. All right, this time White Plains back on offense. They're going to move it around, pass it inside to Carter Johnson. He fights and finishes the bucket for the Wildcats. This time, Dylan Barksdale is going to bring it up court. He's going to assist it to Carter Johnson, who finishes inside again. So Carter Johnson again and again. How about Dylan Barksdale? Assist again and again. So Dylan Barksdale is going to assist it inside and get the finish right there. Coleman Ray this time coming around. And there he is right there with the ball in his hands. And he's going to finish a tough one inside as he adds to his second half stat line. This time Joshua Wheeler in transition. He's going to take it all the way, put a floater up, and it is in for the Wildcats. And they just having fun. Cameron Allman, jumper off the backboard. It is good for the Wildcats. And in between the third and fourth quarter, every game, we had a little barbecue layup competition. Featured one student from Ohatchee, one student from White Plains, and this student having a little problem. But it would be finished, and the winner of the barbecue layup competition would be Ohatchee. So Ohatchee won the barbecue competition layup, but they are not going to win the game. White Plains right here, Caleb Lynch assists to Prater Stokes, whose 3-pointer falls. Bang! All right, here we go. This time, Colby Hester is going to take it in transition and finish the layup for Ohatchee. Tyler Roberts inside fights and 1 for the Wildcats. Tyler Roberts fights through contact. This time, Cash Pritchett assists to Ethan Turner from 3. Bang! And it is good. I love saying that. It's just so fun. All right, here we go. White Plains again. This time, good ball movement. Caleb Lynch going to dish it back over here. Back to Caleb Lynch from 3. Bang! How about a birthday bucket for the birthday boy? Caleb Lynch hits a 3-pointer on his birthday, and White Plains routs Ohatchee 66-32 as the night at Pete Matthews Coliseum ended with the White Plains Wildcats on top. And Cam Allman and Carter Johnson led a balanced performance with 10 points apiece as the number 5 seed White Plains Wildcats advance, where they will now get the opportunity to face the number 4 seed Alexandria. Now, Alexandria has been kind of that kryptonite for White Plains this year. They beat them twice this season in the 2 matchups, and this time we're going to get a third opportunity for White Plains to try to get some revenge on Alexandria. Coach Chris Randall is always being very generous to take time with us after the game, where he talked about his balanced attack that his team showed at the Pete Matthews Coliseum.
Well, I thought we shared the ball really good. I thought our gap defense was exceptional in the first 3 quarters. Carter finished it around the rim. Josh made a couple of shots. It was good to see Ethan Turner make a 3 and get going offensively. Silas Hines come off the bench. Cam Allman with 2 big buckets toward the end of the first half. So I thought I hadn't even looked at the book yet, Namath, but it feels like a lot of folks scored, and we shared the ball really good. So I was really pleased with that.
Coach, I'm sure you've looked at the book by now, but you did have a lot of guys that scored. That's for sure. They added a lot. For Coach Chris Randall, this is his 23rd year as a coach in the county tournament. Just let that sink in. 23 years. He has certainly coached at Pete Matthews Coliseum quite a few times, but it's always special for him to get to coach there. Here he is talking about it.
Man, there's nothing like playing up here. Jacksonville State's been such a good friend to Calhoun County schools, and to play in this venue, it's just there's nothing better. I mean, also because the regionals are held up here, getting the experience on this floor, and then if you have the opportunity to make it back to the regionals, and you've already played a couple of games on this floor, it makes a big difference. I mean, it's 10 feet longer than ours, and the backdrop is different. It takes a little bit to get used to. And so you really just you really can't put a price tag on the experience that these guys get from playing here.
I said it earlier, but if there has been a thorn in the side of White Plains this season, it's been a team called Alexandria. And White Plains is going to find themselves facing them for the third time this season, but looking for their first win over them. Here's Coach Chris Randall talking about the Alexandria matchup.
Man, Alexandria's so well coached. We have to do two things. We got to do a better job of guarding their post. We got to keep him off the free throw line. He's really good. We got to contain Davis. He's as good a guard. If folks around here hadn't seen him play, they need to come watch this kid. He's special. I think he's collegiate. He's a really good player. And then we got to cut down the turnovers. Their ball pressure is really good. We got to take care of the basketball. You know, there's a fine line between overtime win and overtime loss, and you have to take care of everything that you can take care of, control all those things, effort, attitude, ball security, intensity. And our kids are really looking forward to it. We know Alexandria is as well. It should be a lot of fun.
Again, Cam Allman and Carter Johnson led a balanced attack with 10 points apiece. And for Ohatchee, it was Colby Hester who led the Indians with 13 points. The Indians finished 1-1 in the county tournament, and we wish Coach Kyle Wilson and the Indians best of luck the rest of the way. All right, we've got things updated now. Let's see where things stand as we go into tomorrow. The first round is officially complete at Pete Matthews Coliseum, so let's take a look at the girls' bracket and where things stand now. Now that we have officially hit the second round, Anniston and Walter Welborn are set to play tomorrow at 3 p.m. Piedmont and Alexandria, the 4 and 5 seeds, are set to play tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Over on the opposite side, Oxford and Ohatchee are set to play tomorrow at 12. And then the Jacksonville Golden Eagles and Weaver girls are set to play tomorrow at 6. So all 4 girls' games will take place tomorrow, and the semifinals will be set for Thursday. So that's what the girls' action looks like. Eddie Bullock and the Anniston Bulldogs against Coach Dempsey and the Welborn Panthers. Coach Morrow and the Piedmont Bulldogs against Coach Kiker and the Alexandria Valley Cubs. The Oxford Yellow Jackets and Aaron Jackson, the Ohatchee Indians. Coach Mize and Jacksonville against Coach Burns and Weaver. Let's take a look at the boys' bracket. And here's where things stand with the boys. The quarterfinals are set. And Ohatchee beat Welborn. White Plains beat Ohatchee. Sacs beat Donahoe. Weaver beat Pleasant Valley. Piedmont beat Faith. Faith beat JCA. All right, tomorrow we're only going to see 2 boys' games tomorrow. Anniston Bulldogs and Coach Brown are going to face Coach Bowen and the Weaver Bearcats at 1:30 p.m. And then at 3 p.m., the Jacksonville Golden Eagles boys are going to go head-to-head against Coach Glover and the Piedmont boys at 4:30. Then Thursday, the first 2 games of the day are going to be boys' games. Coach Van Meter and the Oxford Yellow Jackets are going to face Coach Ginn and the Sacs Wildcats. And then the Alexandria Valley Cubs will get that third game with White Plains, Coach Chris Randall's team at 1:30. And take note of this, all right? Take note of this. If you're Oxford Sacs, Alexandria White Plains, you play at 12 and 1:30. The winner will play the other winner at 7:30 that same night. And this first time in history that I can remember. I'm only 23. Coach Chris Randall's coached 23 county tournaments. Oh, Coach, I didn't mean to make you seem old right there. I'm sorry. But needless to say, it's going to be could be 2 games for one of those 4 teams as the semifinals are set for Thursday at 4:30 and 7:30. And that is what the action looks like for the boys the rest of the way. All right, that's Calhoun County Tournament action from yesterday. Tomorrow, we will have wrestling action. You'll see a sit-down interview with Coach Andy Fulmer's Bearcats, I should say. The Bearcats. Weaver is the Bearcats. As they are set to start the girls' state tournament tomorrow. So we'll talk with a couple of the lady wrestlers for the Weaver Bearcats. We'll talk with a couple of the guy wrestlers and Andy Fulmer as they get ready for the state duels on Friday. So make sure to come back tomorrow to get that sit-down interview with the Weaver Bearcats. In terms of the county action for basketball, that'll continue on Thursday. So, thank you for watching The Locker Room. As always, I'm Namath Pitts. Stay safe out there. God bless. We'll see you right back here tomorrow on The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.